yeah, 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 yeah. Do 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 do. Yeah, 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 yeah. Do 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 do. Yeah, 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 yeah. Do 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 do. Yeah, 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 yeah. Do 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 do. Yeah, 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 yeah. Do 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 do. Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah. Do 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 do. Yeah, 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 yeah. Do 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 do. Yeah, 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 yeah. Do do do. Yeah, 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 yeah. Do 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 do. Yeah, 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 yeah. Do 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 do. Yeah, 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 yeah. Do 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 ba da da do 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 da do 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 ah yeah ba da do 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 ba da do boo do 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 do. So yeah, this all started because I wanted to tell the world like so I've got this amazing friend. I don't know if they'd want to kind of share it with the bearer of this thing. I like if like I don't know if this yeah, anyway. So I've got this amazing friend and they gave me this amazing piece of advice and it was, you can hope for something that you don't expect for. You can hope for something that you don't expect. You know what I'm saying? I'm alive. I mean, oh hey, oh hey, Xate. It's just like the little bit where it says how many people are is watching. That's it stayed at 0 the whole time. So I was really confused, like if I was even live or anything. Anyway, oh wow, oh man, oh, am I? Do you mind me saying that I'm talking about? Well, I've kind of said. I'm sorry. Um. Anyway, I hope that you. So yeah. So oh shucks, now you've got me at an embarrassing time. Okay, so oh this is weird. It still says oh there one person's watching. Um yeah, that's true. So I'm doing yeah. I mean on by the way, if anyone's wondering, on the phone it's so much harder to click just because I've got less space. Like I wonder, can you get like little pens that are like a pen, like a finger? Do you know what I mean? Like so I could, yeah. Oh, I love. Thank you very much. I love you too. And anyway, so Xate, oh, they make those. Oh, brilliant. Awesome. Oh man, amazing. Um, so apparently they make little penny things. I mean, to be honest, like it's only for I mean, I find it really impressive. Like I can stream this and I'm just streaming on Twitch and on YouTube and on Facebook. Um and so like yeah, people are going to be seeing this on YouTube and Facebook like potentially forever unless I'm sure I could delete it if I really wanted. But yeah, it's pretty cool. Like I mean, so I'm just going to give them a shout out. StreamYard, they do a good job. There's another one like Streamlabs, that's cool, but like other people like it, but for me it was too complicated. But this one's just really easy and they just like pop up things and it's like boom and like yeah. And although to be fair, I can get it with my fingers. I don't really need one of those. It's more like sometimes you're like, oh, imagine if I had like teeny tiny hands. I mean, it's a little bit trickier to do it on my phone with my fingers, but I'm sorry, I'm really, really rambling. I'm going to have to be careful not to swear, aren't I? Okay. Um, I don't think I've sworn yet. Um, So yeah, I don't actually need those teeny tiny things. I was just kind of thinking it would be kind of interesting. Imagine if I had like telescopic fingers. Imagine if my fingers could go shoo, 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 shoo. Imagine if my fingers like at the ends, like they had their own little hands. Oh my god, I should draw that. Does anybody do you all kind of do you know have you got it in your mind's eye? Do you know exactly what I mean? Like so it's kind of like, a hand and then like at the end of the hand it's like kind of the fingers go into like telescopic things, and then like at the end of the telescopic things, it's like little hands. Do you get what I mean? Anyway, I'm sorry, I'm rambling. I guess really what I wanted to share was my love for people, and also saying that yeah, um I think that saying you can hope for something that you don't expect. I hope sometimes I'm like, I don't know if it's going to happen. And sometimes when I'm feeling a bit down, it's like, yeah, I don't know if like, yeah, things are going to turn out. And it's like, okay, I'm going to get a bit sad for a moment and a bit emotional. And so, sorry, I know I try to be positive and stuff, but like sometimes it's like, yeah, I don't know if ever, like, is this virus going to be with us forever? Like, is it going to get worse? Are we going to have like a even worse virus like next year? Because if you know, travel, I mean, it's basically it. Virus happened because of firstly, as I understand it, like the lots of people and lots of movements. That's why it happened. And if lots of people and lots of movements, those are things that are likely to continue to rise. And so maybe there would be worse viruses. And so sometimes sometimes um it's like, yeah, do I even believe that things are going to turn back to normal? And do I think that we'll be in a situation where, I mean, at some point, I guess humans are smart. If it got so bad, we would kind of make giant walled cities or something. We'd do something. We'd sort something out. I mean, yeah, yeah. Imagine in a world where the virus can move at 1,000 miles per hour, and then everyone's literally living in these actual bubbles. Imagine that. So so it's kind of like old villages. So maybe like from a village, you've got 50 houses or something, and then it's kind of these concrete, like kind of. It would be like a sphere made out of little like a low res sphere in a video game. Do you know what I mean? And anyway, so yeah, in all seriousness, like I think no matter humans would kind of do something. Although sometimes I wonder, some people are surprisingly bad, but we've got to have hope. I think that's it. It's like we've got to have hope. And we can hope for something that we don't expect. And yeah, that's so powerful. And so it's about having hope and thinking that, yeah, one day, maybe even like December, I don't know what would happen in Europe. Maybe I'll come over and get to see you. And maybe, you know, we'll get back to dancing. And I meant more in anyway. Yeah, and we can hope for things, can't we? We can hope for getting back to dancing, for getting back to hugs, to getting back to, holding someone's hand, not as a romantic gesture or as anything sexual, just to say, I really appreciate seeing you. Like, I mean, it's a weird thing how, a kiss on the cheeks is kind of more sexual here than a handshake. And when you think about contamination, like, I'm not sure, I feel like hand to hand is probably worse than cheek to mouth. I'm not sure. Someone should tell me. Like, seriously, there's probably likely to be more variation in the cleanliness of one person's hand to the cleanliness of the other person's hand. Whereas if you go to a mouth, you don't like start putting your mouth onto things that aren't edible. You're always going to keep your mouth fairly clean, and you're always going to keep your. What do you do with your cheek? How's your cheek getting dirty? Whereas, yeah, you grab onto things, grab onto poles in the bus, you do all sorts of stuff. Anyway, so all this holding on to stuff, you know your hand might be getting dirty, but so why is kissing someone why is that seen, at least in this country, as more intimate than a handshake? And I'm going to say that I think that I'm not talking about, I just feel like I don't think that we should do either as default, to be honest. Like, my default has been for a long time a high five. Now, if I'm being honest, okay, let me put up my legs. So I guess I'm streaming and let me relax. Okay, so can someone remind me what I was talking about? I was talking about, oh, I'm sure I was saying there was something at least I'm now relaxed. Oh yeah, kissing. Oh yeah, thank you so much. Oh my gosh, I'm so happy that you're actually listening to me. I and this is really weird. This is kind of like when I think about it. So this is kind of like imagine if was a phone call. This would be like so awkward. But now it's like kind of like it's a phone call. I'm making it really awkward, aren't I? It's like, what is this like? I mean, it's kind of like if you're yeah, if you're kind of, I mean, the whole notion of honestly watching people stream and watching people um yeah, do things, it's just really weird, isn't it? Is it less awkward that you're streaming it to the world? I mean, I feel like it is, because I mean, if I was just, kind of sharing it with you, or like one person, it would be like, oh, I'm just kind of putting it up for one person. And that's like, why am I doing that? That's like, I mean, why am I streaming this? I guess fundamentally, I just wanted to share the positivity. I just wanted to share the positivity. And I was sharing a message with my friends, a minute ago. And when I say a minute ago, I mean approximately, let's say it took me, let's say it took me between hanging up and starting this thing about 5 minutes. So anyway, about 19 minutes and 30 to something seconds ago, I was kind of having a one-sided chat. And yeah, this is also another very awkward thing you could say in the same way, because yeah, going back to this, is it awkward, less awkward that streaming something to the world versus streaming it to just one person versus streaming something to um you know, like 12 people in a small WhatsApp group of people who met just before lockdown and are now basically really missing each other and are looking forward to the day when they can get back together and hug and dance and get sweaty again. And oh my gosh, those days were fantastic. And that's the thing, we can hope and we can look forward to those things because those things are coming. And I think, for a while I've been really down and I've realized that I really, yeah, I feel like, sorry, I'm just like, it's going to get a bit sad because, yeah, I am really missing the notion of touch. But, we hope, we look forward to these things changing. I guess it is kind of weird, the notion of streaming. Maybe I should talk about, like, I feel like I've already, I wonder, I mean, like, I think there's someone else watching. Trying to press the button. My fingers are too big. I'm trying to press the button. My fingers are like a big fig. I'm trying to press the button. My fingers are all pigs. The pigs are screaming and the pigs all do a jig. I try to press the button. My fingers all play tig. I try to press the button. My fingers go zigzag zig. I try to press the button, but the button is whoops, that's just my thumb pressing the button accidentally. That wasn't the button I was trying to press. Anyway, yeah. I'm trying to work out whether I should, yeah. I don't think this is particularly entertaining to anyone. Um although having said that, I mean, what's the time? Is it, let me check. Um where's ah um um okay, wait. I mean, given that, yeah, given that I'm assuming, wow, assuming there might have been something else going on, um, I guess I was somewhat entertaining. So thank you very much for listening in. It for those who have just tuned in. Oh, wait, why am I worrying you? Oh, good night. Night, night, Andrew. Anxiety says that's slightly worrying them. Oh, I guess I just wanted to try to do something um different. Don't worry. Um, I've not actually done something with this thing phone table. So yeah, I am well. Thank you. I am. Um, I'm just looking at buttons to see how it works. I'm sorry. I'm sorry to worry you. Um, yeah. I mean, maybe it wasn't something that had to be done. I just thought that it might be an entertaining video for some folk. And yeah. I guess really it was just the whole thing about I was just feeling good about life for a bit because, even if people are far apart, we've still got, you're still surrounded by good people. And I guess that's something really nice. And even though um, some people, yeah, even like there are some people who are absolute jerks. Like I was showing something into Chris, like oh my god, I could read out a what's the word, WhatsApp thread that I probably shouldn't, where like someone totally disrespected me. And Chris was like, yeah, this is a stupid idiot, just words even in your life. And anyway, but some people are jerks, but most people are good. Most people are good. And I've got lots of super, super wonderful people in my life. And I really appreciate that. And yeah, I like Zate, I mean, you, like the amount of energy that you put into like making something for the competition. Um, like Alex, I mean, everything you and like fuck, I realize I'm not meant to talk about the people who yeah. Well, hopefully if one of the judges watches this, you can put that out of your mind. And but yeah, just like everyone, I'm not going to name names because I just realized that I literally should not be naming names. Hold on, let me unplug the phone. So I realized that I literally should not be naming names because of the whole wanting to keep all the games anonymous. But the games are still anonymous and judges don't know who made who. And even if I could, anyway. So I just realized that I mean, I don't know if they definitely know that you made games. Have I already said that before? Have I? Maybe I have. I mean, I don't think I've said that before. Anyway, the point is that I appreciate everyone who put efforts into making a thing. There was like so much love in these games. And yes, some of it is because people are like, hey, this is a cool thing that I guess that's it. Like do a little love and things come to you. Do 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 do. Wanna be remembered for the things that you say and do 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 do. Give a little love and it all comes back to you. Boo, do do. If this was a professional stream, like this is where I would get that loop. Like if I had one of those loop machines, then this is where I would be like push a push a button. Let's say I have my little button. This is how I imagine it going. Give a little love and it all comes back to you. Do 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 do. Gonna be remembered for the things that you say and do 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 do. And I assume as once I've done that, then it saves it to the file, and then you press it to kind of repeat and go forwards, and then I put that to the back. And if this was a professional stream, if I had money to kind of get one of those loopy machines, the ones that I'm talking about, that's the noise that you would be hearing right now. So I just want you to imagine that. I mean, I know it's not actually happening. I know I can't say that I've summoned the sound in your mind, but what I can hopefully have done for you is to have evoked a vague semblance, a negligible semblance of this noise in your mind. Anyway, so it's, I guess I just appreciate that I've got people out there who love me. And I hope you have someone out there who loves you too. And I hope that, like, you've, even if sometimes there isn't quite the s- amount or type of love that you want, but like you'd hope for. I mean, I know I'm a very lucky person, and I do have connections with my family and my friends from school who most of them are not I'm not close to, but like were on neutral terms, kind of not in touch at worst, which, I don't have any enemies or anything like that. And at best, the median is actually pretty good. And then, like, at best, were people who, like, are, I would say, really good friends and really give each other a lot of support. And yeah, like, I mean, Andrew Hunter, shouts out to Andrew Hunter. Um, like, and that's the thing. As soon as I shout out to people, it's like, okay, am I going to shout out to, am I? And then, if I were watching this, okay, this is why I hate shout outs. So I hate shout outs because it makes it about the ego somewhat, and I hate shout outs because it shout if I watch a show where I know the person and then they're starting to do shout outs, then I listen to that bit. I'm like, oh, are they going to shout me out? Do you know what I mean? If I mean, it's got to that way with games, to be honest. Like, if someone who I know kind of likes something that I did, then I see them doing a video of top whatever that. Okay, if someone does top 10 naval warfare games, I'm not going to think that Wibble is going to be misconstrued as a naval warfare game somehow. I'm not going to imagine that Yogi is deemed to somehow be an abstract strategy game. Yeah, I've not designed either of any of those things. But yeah, sometimes I do look at these lists, and I guess that's up to the individual, though, isn't it? And when I look at the lists, I mean, especially from a business point of view, um, then it's like, well, that's just their preference. And if my game isn't in the top 10 word games, then I've got to say, well, clearly, um, there's something wrong with it. I could, you know, ponder, and as long as I don't get negative in life, and I generally don't, it's always worth pondering, okay, what could have been better about it? Like, reaching out to them is a bit so it's going to be a bit of an imposition, but it's like if someone's like, okay, just having that 5-second thoughts, okay, so the games that they picked, let's say someone says, these are my top 10 word games, and they pick games A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J. Yeah. So then it behooves me to not just think, oh, wow, no, that's a shame. Why didn't he go down to W for Wibble? Or, I mean, I'm trying to now think of another, um, yeah, I can't think of it. Oh, quintuple. That's another one that starts after J. Anyway, so in all seriousness, let's say we get to the point where or honestly, lots of the times with Wibble, it's just okay. They've not heard of the L deck or anything. It's just not marketed enough. If it's but if it's someone who has um who has kind of heard of it, if it's someone who I even gave a copy to, maybe they reviewed it, then I start to wonder, okay, why wasn't Wibble one of the top 10? Now, there's two ways to approach this, and I'm going to call this section 2 of this video as we get to 30 minutes in. Wow, this is a bit longer than I expected it was going to go to. I'm amazed by how this turns out. This is definitely not turned out the way I expected. So, anyway, what was I saying? Time going on. What was I saying? That's tasty. It was part two, and part two, realizing of. You made me laugh. Oh man, you made me laugh. Oh, oh man, oh man, oh man, oh man, oh man, oh man. Oh, oh yeah, you wish. Ah, oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Oh, you can prompt me, but not to say things that I don't agree to excite. And yeah, I was going to announce. Am I good? So I am totally not sponsored. No, I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to be a corporate show. Actually, no. You know, the thing is, it's nothing to do with the food, so I'm not going to show the food. Okay, I was going to announce my second big realization, and like the second, so I'm not going to announce that. It kind of maybe misconstrued what I was going to announce. So I am going to announce, yeah, so we started off, this is the second part of the stream, which is going very long. So the first part, it was all about hopes and expectations. Like hopes, it's like, you know, like, what do you hope for? I mean, what could be? It's like really dream. It's like, John Lennon. Imagine there's a... I can't even remember the words to imagine. That's quite sad. Dude. Imagine there's no... Oh. Wow. But like, that is hope, isn't it? It's like hope is just imagining what there can be. Like imagining there's no war and no fighting and no, like, evil and no racism and no xenophobia and no xenophobia of any sorts. No, like, nothing, no prejudice based on body shape or speech. But like, we don't... Sometimes in the back of my mind it flashes the thought, and maybe other people flash the thoughts, where you can't get to know everyone, so tribalism is unavoidable. But there is the possibility that just because you don't have the time to get to know everybody, and so you are going to have to need to make snap judgments based on certain things, you can still use it's not about not making quick judgments. It's about being willing to yeah, I mean, I think it's about being willing to not let those initial judgments, be set in stone, and like be careful and double check, hey, is this thing that I believe to be true, is this actually true? Yeah. And so we can have a world without xenophobia or of any sort, no racism, no like nothing to do with body shape or like the way you express yourself visually or terms of the speech or disabilities that you have or anything else. Um and so imagine this. It's not easy if you try. No, no, I'm not going to say that imagining such a thing is easy. Sorry, sorry for that. I would go so far as to say that imagining such a thing is incredibly difficult. Um, Imagining such a thing takes some serious effort, but um, yeah. Oh wait, my phone was right on the end button. Yeah. Oh, what? Wait a minute. Did I freeze? No. Wait. Oops. It's just difficult for me to hold this phone. Now I know why Layla has the thing on the back of her phone. Oh my gosh. Oh no, wait, if I got one of those, I couldn't use the stret the that thing. Oh, maybe I should use that. Oh no. No. I'm trying to think of a way that I don't have to actually hold this phone and also that I can still put it into the selfie stick for that if people are wanting to know, this is the selfie stick bit. That's the bit. Um so yeah, I am going to finish up, but this is step two. This is part two of the show where I talk about divorcing the ego. I want to talk about like the first thing was hope versus expectation, and we can hope for things, imagine things, and it's like, yeah, imagine like amazing things, dream big, like Mark McKinnon of Wreck and Room fame might say, dream big. But an expectation is about accepting that things aren't great all the time. Things are going to be good sometimes and bad sometimes, and that's the way that life is. And having the keeping that ability to dream, I mean, that is what hope is. Like the colloquial dream, that's almost like a hope, and it's about giving yourself that ability to dream. I guess when I said I was about to announce we're going into the second part, in which was going to be out the ego, like the second part was really a while back where I just had a wee bit of a side tangent about all the love. And that was a really nice thing. And I still want to say I have so much love for you. Um, yeah, you say it. I do really have lots of love for you. And also, I was going to say anyone watching this after the fact, but no, if Donald Trump, if you're watching this after the fact, I don't have any love for you. Um, I mean, and I remember what Xate said. Sorry, Xate, would you rather I stopped talking about this conversation? Because I genuinely, I might be about to say something that you would rather I don't share. And so, but you know what we talked about for the next 5 minutes of that conversation. So I'm going to, um, but it was just such a lovely thing that if you're happy for me to share it, then I'd like to share it. ASMR. I am eating. ASMR. This is mm, this is ASMR. I don't know if that's actually was ASMR. I think that to be proper ASMR, you have to have a better microphone, I imagine. But that was honestly just a way to cheekily have one or two of those cheesy flavored snacks. Now, I would like to talk about the second bit, which was like the love for people and the love for everyone. Oh, I'm glad you enjoyed it. It's excellent. And so the second bit was I could do it, but Paula Denning did one whole episode of it, and I don't know if there's really a market for me to do ASMR. If there was lots of people enjoying it, then would. But yeah, but I feel like you're trying to distract me, Xate. Sorry, I don't know if I actually flashed that up. I might have forgotten to flash that up. Sorry, anyone watching it after the fact. So yeah, basically, the way it works is that I see things and it only goes back so far. So it goes back to this comment, and I apparently have permanent permission to use any of Xate's stuff on the stream. And there's Andrew January. And I see all these messages that come in from Twitch, from Facebook, from YouTube. I always try to flash up the ones I'm responding to. Oh man, I'm getting off topic. I'm going to try to finish up in the next 3 minutes. I want to say that love is all you need. And I love you all. And getting to that point, it went back into that hope versus expectation, because I have some amounts of hope that I think I can hold out hope. Can I hold out hope that Donald Trump would become a better person? I don't know if I can. It's difficult. But there's like a smidgen of the moments where sometimes I can dream. Sometimes I can dream of a world where Donald Trump isn't an absolute terrible person. And, that's holding out a bit of hope for them, isn't it? Even though my expectation is way in the gutter. And maybe that's like a tiny smidgen of love. But when it comes down to, when it comes to actually, really having proper love, I have love for you, Xate, and especially McCall and Chris and my family. Oh gosh, yeah, Sheen or Ash, I've got her, Damodar, Vido, Mino, like, yeah, it's funny. My niece has the same name as my housemate. And then I have a slightly lesser degree of love for, there's a whole bunch of friends. Like, yeah, this is where it starts to get into the third bit, which was about the ego, which I do really want to get into. And it's like, I've got all this love, kind of, obviously, and I'm going to say, yeah, I have love for literally you. If you're watching this stream, I have love for you. That's basically what I'm saying. Now then, I'm aware that it just got to 3 minutes, and I'm going to carry on a little bit longer. But I do want to get to bed tonight. Now, what was I talking about? Oh yeah, part three. Part three was all about, what was part three about? The ego. So when you start naming people, when someone says, "Hey, um, oh, Gloria, you're so gorgeous," and then Claire is like, and just laughing because this is um Modern Family. Um, so Gloria's just, don't know why I even mentioned. Okay, anyway, so there's a bit of a jealousy, a bit of the ego, a bit of why wasn't I mentioned? If I see someone saying, "Hey, Ants, you're the best," think, are they the best? Oh my God, wait, but I try so hard. Why are why aren't I even up? Am I even up for consideration? And then it's not even that I was necessarily expecting it to be the best, but then just by hearing these um that praise, it starts filling me with these questions, and that is kind of messed up. That is obviously a failing on me. It's not for anyone else, if you know what I mean. It's not like, oh, how dare you praise someone else? I do want you to keep praising. Please keep praising other people. Praise people all the time. Shower everyone with love. And because love is all you need. And it's one of those things where you give a little love and it all comes back to you. Because, and it's not about being remembered for the things that you say or do. It's just about love being this magical thing. It spins around and you see it growing, and it just keeps growing bigger and bigger, and then you just can't help but you see it huger, and it's growing now. It's out of control, and it's this huge, massive, out of control, and grow love grows. It's about this, and but then it's sometimes it can be so fragile, and you've got to nurture it and really care about it, and really, yeah, I mean, love is a wonderful thing. And I guess the second part was just about remembering that. And I mean, the third thing is, and so please praise other people, please praise other people. But then the third thing is of the jealousy. So you have jealousy of someone saying, "Hey, wait a minute, they're saying this to the other person. Does that mean it's not true of me?" And of course, that's not how it goes. Because if someone says, "Hey, Matt Fantastic is an amazing indie self publisher," that doesn't mean that I can't also be an amazing indie self publisher. It just means that Matt Fantastic is an amazing indie self publisher. So it's good to keep that in check. And I'm saying this to myself, really, or anybody else who's exactly the same as me. This is not me in this second, but me potentially a couple of hours from now, or maybe tomorrow, or maybe, in the next few days. I am going to forget this lesson. And the more I say it out loud, the more I will remember it. That just because Fabio Lopiano is amazing designer doesn't mean that I'm not an amazing designer. Just because, yeah, just because Dave Turksey has done really brilliant things, and I find that difficult for me to say, and it shouldn't be, because there's a lot of admiration, and I'm going to say, yeah, jealousy, because Dave Turksey is amazing in so many ways, in so many things that they've done. and so much they've worked on, and yeah, the people they've collaborated with. And they are, I mean, there's two aspects. So, like, one aspect is they are really good, don't know whether to call it business person, like kind of knowing what they want and going out to get it to say, hey, I would really like to work with this person. That's a thing that might actually happen. And then to then say, kind of, and then they make stuff happen. It's like they're organized, you know what I mean? Dave Turksey is organized. I think that's a big part of it. I mean, I need to work on my organization. I mean, I'm not saying that's the only great thing about Dave Turksey. Dave Turksey is pretty cool. Like, Dave Turksey. Oh, the battery's about to go. That means I need to plug in my phone. But it will remind me when it gets to 10%. So unlike the computer, that I forgot just this morning. And I am plugging it in just now because if I keep on streaming and it goes down to 10, then I'll remember. But if I if I stop streaming and anyway, oh wow, I feel like it might be getting quite late. I wanted to have an early night because I had a really late night last night and then I felt like exhausted today. I just feel tired. I mean, I'm just going to stay how I am. So this is going to be my therapy or whatever, and this is just going to be me. I'm still going to avoid using certain words, although it does strike me that if I really wanted, I could probably. Nah, because if I was, I in the decision between sharing it with a lot of people, potentially, but having to modify my language slightly, and sharing it with hardly anyone, and being able to say literally anything I wanted. And I think I don't know. I think I don't know. But anyway, the point is I am going to say how I'm doing right now to my future self. If Bez is watching this, I am doing okay. I am okay because of everything I said earlier, because of me remembering that, so many people are lovely, and because I'm blessed to have all these relationships that I do. There's not every relationship is perfect, but there's lots of perfect relationships as well, if you know what I mean. Sorry, not a lot of perfect relationships, but there's a lot of not even perfection. That's perfection is a terrible word. There's a lot of brilliance. There's a lot of wonderfulness. There's a lot of care. There's a lot of love in those relationships, and I am blessed. And now my phone is telling me I should go to sleep. Thank you, phone. Um, yeah. So first, have hope, even if we don't expect. Second, love. Third, less ego. Less ego. Yes. Because if someone says, Dave Turksey is awesome. Or if someone said, I mean, I agree that Dave Turksey is awesome, but had a little fight of mind about what if someone said it's about someone that I did not agree with. The point is not whether they are awesome or not. The point is to celebrate that person for a moment. And I do have this terrible part of me, this terrible ego, and it is shameful to admit, and I do work against it. But I do have a lot of ego. And if you do not have an ego, then genuinely congratulations, and I'm happy. And I won't ask for tips because what works for you might not work for me. But yeah, there's going to be lots of people who do, like myself, have yeah. I like this. Welcome, future Bez. If they saw I am awesome. Yeah. Mm. So yeah. No, Xate is pretty awesome, future Bez. But I think future Bez would always believe that as well. And yeah, so we were talking about the ego, weren't we? And yeah, it's about I have an ego, and maybe you do, maybe you don't. I find it shameful to admit because it is probably my biggest vice. Like, I don't want to start. I mean, I know that Buddhism lists the seven. Is it the five um gluttonies? It's like thing you really want. So thing you desire is sleep. It's the so what's that? One of the deadly seven sins. One of them is pride, lust, envy, um, envy. Oh, so in Buddhism, it's the five lusts. Yes, lusts. So it's the lust for sleep. I think that comment was up. This happens sometimes, and sometimes I'm like, okay, I don't mind putting it up, not putting it up because, other people would have had some enjoyment from it. But like, it's like, hey, future people, maybe you're watching this stream, and maybe you'll get some enjoyment out of the fact that there's this little comment that was based on Twitch, and it was definitely there for at least 30 seconds or so before I properly noticed, oh yeah, that's a comment. I have no idea what that's about. What was that about? I don't know. And by that point, probably a minute or so had passed. I'm like thinking, oh, okay, whoa, what's this all about? Well, maybe I'll tap it on because people in the future might want to read it. Anyway, so the three major points that I'm getting to, and hopefully by repeating them, they're going to stick in my mind, they're going to stick in future me's mind. Not hello future me. It's not about future me watching this because I don't think I'm going to realistically. It's just going to be future me is going to be having the memory of saying all these words. As I say something over and over, it reinforces itself. So firstly, it's about the hope and expectation, having hope, having dreams, dream big. That is what it's all about. So I really do need to, oh my gosh, this is really difficult. I'm literally holding you at arm's length. Secondly, it's about loving other people. Thirdly, it's about the ego. Now, the Buddhist talks about the five lusts: the lust for sex, the lust for food, sleep, wealth, and social power, or something like that. So, yeah, there is an ego. We do kind of have a desire to be seen like very well by others. If there's always a thought of, hey, and I was getting to this earlier with the whole, you know, I guess this is one thing that I could say if I was doing one of my normal um morning live streams where I'd like to do some where it's like, okay, I do it and oof, I was about to press the button. Um, like I'd like to the life. I know people have said that they have found some value in some of the live streams. Like I think I did one about um board game design 101. I think I might have. Yeah, I think I did. Yeah. And then I also did one about each of the L decks, which was what was. And have I done one about any other meaty topic? I don't think I have. And after the board game design 101, I felt like it I wanted to do it in a better way, if you know what I mean. And I would have liked to do it but yeah, Xate, tell me, or anyone watching, sorry if you're watching, Xate, if you're not, then. But, did that have value, and would you like me to, do that again? Like, talk about another big meaty topic, like, because that's what I'm trying to get to. Oh, thank you. No, because I don't want to assume too much, and I don't want to make this super awkward. Uh, on the phone, this these comments are really. Oh, I think what it says. Oh wow, what it says is that your name, Will Cook for Board Games, goes almost to the edge of my screen on the phone, and so scrolling up, the words if, us, and are next to your name, whereas the word they is even the word they only 4 letters. It's already on the next thing. Oh, I should have forgot to kind of put that up. So I have the emotional reaction, and it's weird. It is like a very selfish conversation that we're having. I feel weird about that. And I feel like I should wrap this up. Because, I mean, either I'm doing something that I'm intending for public consumption. Okay, firstly, hope, dream big. Secondly, love. Thirdly, the ego. So yeah, if someone else says, hey, oh yeah, I was going to ask you, can I ask you, Xate? So I'd like to ask Xate, and also anyone who's watching this, maybe in the future or anything, I genuinely want to know, the episode that I did about Board Game Design 101, that was one of the busy breakfast board game bladders, because it was within well, it was definitely 4Bs. I can't remember what it was. Was that a good episode, and would you like to see more of that? Or do you think I need to have notes and stuff before it's worthwhile me trying to talk about a meaty topic like that? because there's a lot of meaty topics that I'd like to talk about. I'd like to just do a 1 hour or 90 minutes or whatever it turns out to be, um, talk about Don't Be Evil. Now, there's two ways to approach this. Either I wait until I make notes about it and do it, in which case probably I'm not going to do it until I'm asked to do it for another convention. Or I what's the other alternative? Or I just do it in a slapdash manner. Yeah. So basically, I feel like if I start feeling like, okay, what I'm asking, the way that I did the board game design 101, did you watch that? Did you watch that, Kate? So I'm not, it's a weird thing, but if I'm flashing it on the screen, I'm aware that sometimes the expectation is that that means that I'm replying to it. But right now I'm just flashing it up on the screen so that anyone watching in the future can see it. But say, did you see the board game design 101 bit that I did? Or hmm. I mean, yeah, so that basically what I was going to ask was whether that one episode was of whether that one episode was particularly valuable, and in some extent, I guess like all the morning episodes must be valuable because people keep dropping in, and that's really nice to see. Like people like, yeah, I mean, Alan's been coming in since the start, and then there's some people that I'm still not sure if they're robots or not. Um, if you go into the mod view, by the way, you can now, if you are a moderator, so that's Alex, Alan, and Aquas, no, Axate. Sorry, I got confused because Alex and Xate are kind of, yeah. Anyway, so just a sneak peek from my moderators, my wonderful moderators, shout out to them. And yeah, if one of you three goes in and like I've basically left a few comments on people. It's basically me saying, hey, no, wait, I did mention Alan, right? No, come on, I did mention Alan. Surely I mentioned Alan. Did I did I really skip Alan? I hope I didn't. I mean, I have a lot of love for you, Alan. Really appreciate the picture, and I really appreciate the like work that you're putting into. I'm really excited to see Alphabetical on Board Game Arena. Oh shoot, I've not even loaded up Board Game Arena for a while. I wonder if I could get Board Game Arena to send like alerts on my phone. Does anyone know if that's something I can do? That would be cool. That would actually be, yeah, I'd be totally down for that. I would totally play that. And Xate, like, I think that if you, I know you don't like, turn-based games because it might turn into sort of taking one day every move. But what if you actually said, okay, I promise that I'm going to um, spend a lot of mental energy on this game. And so it's not that the other person's doing lots of other work. They're kind of, we're both going to spend, hours playing this, but we're just going to, be off in our own worlds. It's like those Japanese Go masters who spends literally 2 days playing Go. How nice would that be? And then having the board, and to be fair, you wouldn't once it's on your phone, but you could have like the alerts to it. Naturally, that if you had the alerts, you'd always want to be on the screen. Yeah. I guess what I would like, this is a weird feature request. What if there were like a minimum turn time? Okay, so this is a crazy feature request. I want Board Game Arena to do this. Okay, so this is a crazy feature request. Oh my god. Oh, I'm so excited about this. Okay, okay. Okay, so Board Game Arena people, this is going to make you millions of pounds. Oh my gosh, this is the best idea ever. I mean, it's actually not, but you know, it's pretty much the best idea. It's well, it's an well. Okay, so this idea. Okay, so firstly, alerts to your phone coupled with a minimum turn time. So basically, what this means, and also so I play a move of a board game, and then you will be able to see that, and then you press the button, but it takes, even if you haven't taken a minute, let's say you put the minimum turn time as 1 minute, it would take at least 1 minute before that move goes to back to me. So this could be like a two-player game where it's like kind of forcing us to do something else. So maybe I'm saying, okay, I want to do some push-ups in between, something like that. And then, but I am going to keep playing this game. I am going to be focusing on it. Then like, oh, a minute later, hey, Sate's done that move. And then, okay, I send it off and maybe you get back to me in like 5 minutes or 10 minutes or whatever. And it's like then afterwards, we've still got this human connection. We've got the shared story of how these crazy farmers tore up this field and everything was weird. Or you could like, and if you wanted to have like a true lovely thing, I think that's genuinely, this could be a thing, like mobile phone thingies, alerts, anyway, mixed with um minimum turn times. I genuinely think it's an idea. So, 1, let's hope, let's dream big. 2, love is all you need. 3, um, 3, and I do agree, Sate, somewhat, but I can just see the potential for both. I really liked, engaging with the video or audio chat, but I guess you could do it on audio chat. I was just thinking if you were like on a, what if I was, so what if I was on a walk? Then we could be like talking. And then maybe I'm like, or maybe I just really want to walk and talk with you more. Maybe that's what I really want to do. And I want to walk and talk with more people. Maybe I want to stream and walk. I don't know. Nah, I can sit for that long. But maybe I want to do more walking and talking with friends. That feels like a really nourishing and healing thing to do. I should do that. That's a remember to myself. Um, can oh, thank you. Oh, that reminds me of Meatloaf. I can do that. I can do that. Do. I can do that. Sorry. Mm. This is where, if I was on a laptop, I would be muting myself, for sure. But then you'd lose all this gorgeous ASMR. Kind of wish I had the telescopic arms, telescopic hands, telescopic fingers, and telescopic toes, and this telescopic nose. Oh my God! What if you had um a game where you're growing your legs and trying to get onto stilts? Anyway, I should go to bed. It's been a while. And third thing, reduce the ego. There was one thing that I wanted to do to make myself happy. Oh, Xate, could I ask you to do me a big favor and message me and remind my future self to go for walks and talks with friends? Remind me to do that, please. Thank you very much. And it's about finding what's nourishing. It's about finding what removes a bit of your ego, because everything's a learning opportunity. And if you look at awards, if you didn't win an award, if you didn't make it to someone's top 10 word games, then I'm trying to think of a top. I've not seen many top 10 word games. And anyway, honestly, at this point, it's been like they probably just don't know about Wibble. But so, but if I saw one and it wasn't there, like, and it would behoove me to kind of think what's good about the others and actually playing them and understanding them and respecting them for what they are. Because if there's a mass market game that is always in top 10 lists, then yes, maybe it's because it has a lot of, what's the word? You know, that word, rotation, not rotation. Oh, thank you very much. You know that word? You know, Monopoly has a lot of inertia. That's the word. Inertia. No, it's not appeal. It's not appeal. People agree that it's a terrible game, but it's got a lot of inertia. That's the word, because it's been going on since 1930s, and yeah, it sold well, good for it, and it was a good game in 1930. I can agree with that, but the only reason it's selling well today is because it's got a lot of inertia. And yes, it's a tradition. That's inertia. Yes, like there's memories attached. Inertia. Everyone knows the rules, and it's easy because you only need to teach maybe one person at the table rather than four. Inertia. Anyway, it is going to get better for the modern classics that Asmodee has bought up by being a canny conglomerator. So genuinely, Ticket to Ride, Catan, Pandemic, you know, these are all much better games, and they have enough appeal that once someone plays them, it will continue doing the whole viral thing that Tim Fowers talks about. And that's a valid reason why something might be at the top of a top 10 list and your thing isn't. Maybe it's inertia. If a thing doesn't appear, that might be why it's there, because they know about it. And that's a key thing. Like, if the Guardian, to be fair, Owen Duffy writes for the Guardian, and I think, oh, I hope he does still. I mean, that would be really awkward. Anyway, so Owen Duffy, I hope, and I've just revealed that I don't know what Owen Duffy's up to. Man, this is really awkward. I hope Owen Duffy's not going to. Now someone else is going to watch this and go messaging Owen Duffy, or even finding Owen Duffy on Twitter, which is I'm not going to open my computer because it's all the way over there, but it's Owen Duffy, OwenDuffy, and telling them how I don't even remember whether they are writing for The Guardian or not at this particular moment. Like, I think they were, like, last time I checked, and then they did, like, a really glorious magazine, and yeah, like, the board game manual, like, Owen Duffy's amazing, and I have lots of love for them, but yeah, definitely don't go and tell Owen Duffy that, I'm just going to spend the next 5 minutes talking about how amazing Owen Duffy is, because Owen Duffy is one of those people. You see them striding along, arm at the hole, with a big pole going up. And that pole has maybe their arm isn't quite whole. Maybe their arm is a bit more low. Maybe, oh, low, ho, low. Anyway, so Owen Duffy, um, you see them going around with this camera, shoom, 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 recording things, because that's what Owen Duffy does, walks around and records things. And do not let it be said that Owen Duffy does not walk around and record things, unless, of course, Owen Duffy suddenly stops doing that, and then a number of years kind of carry on, at which point you would be well within your rights to say, yes, Owen Duffy does not walk around and record stuff. But we are not in that world yet. So in the world in which we currently live, all I'm saying is do not let it be said that Owen Duffy does not walk around and record stuff. Now, yeah. So Owen Duffy, wow, what's a person? I mean, wow, wow. Oof. Owen Duffy is someone who goes like that. Oh my god. I just realized. Okay, Owen Duffy is a person who comes up and they played Wibble. They, I think, it has been a very, very, very long time since anybody had ever really challenged me. I mean, certainly by the time that it was an actual published thing, I'd played it hundreds of times at that point, I'd reckon. I'd watched more. The first destin I took it to, I played over 200 games of Wibble. I can't remember how I counted, but there was definitely a system, and it was definitely 200 something. It was 100 something games of Grabble, which was the next highest. I genuinely can't remember how I kept count, but it definitely was an accurate enough system. Anyway, I had this whole world. Yeah, I had this kind of thread. That's what I was hoping to grab back to. Oh yeah, you know what I'm trying to get to is if someone does a top 10 of your thing, if it was in The Guardian, then I'd be like, okay, Owen Duffy does no Wibble. hey, Owen Duffy really enjoyed Wibble. Owen Duffy was amazing at Wibble. And Owen Duffy, I thought, really liked Wibble. Why is Wibble not one of these top 10 word games in the Guardian article? And I would be... So, whereas another thing, I might see it and be like, okay, this is in the New York Telegraph. The New York Telegraph person probably has no idea what Wibble is. Okay, I'm not going to worry about it. But in both situations, it is worth me then making the next step, and I would definitely do this with Owen Duffy's article. But I really should be doing it with every other article as well, which is to then look at the games which are in that top 10. Because if it is in the top 10 of someone who writes for such a prestigious paper, well, I was going to say I would assume that they know what they're talking about. But having said that, board games aren't always treated with the best respect. But certainly, if it's someone who has played lots of word games, I'd be like, okay, now let's examine these games. Let's learn about these games. What do these games do well? In some of those situations, the answer might be nostalgia or inertia. In some situations, it might be, wow, this mechanism, it's brilliant. Or, hey, the art and the sculpting, it was so evocative and so beautiful to look at. It might be that, so, the box, it's because it's not just about what they write. Yes, they will maybe write, oh, this is fast and silly, but it's also about why did they pick this fast and silly game over this other fast and silly game. And I think it's down to the game designer, the person who really, especially if you're wanting to be a self-publisher, to then look at these things and say, was it something to do in its marketing? Was it something to do with the way the product was designed with the box, or the yeah, with the, maybe it had like a nice tin or like a sleeve around the box or something super fancy. Maybe one of those magnetic things. Maybe what grand technological advances are going on right now. And yeah, that is a thing. It's like also mechanically, um, what, like, did it have really simple rules? Did it have like a really weird twist on rules? Like, oh my gosh, these I just keep saying this is such an amazing. I love. I mean, I've not seen this in any other game. Is there any other game that you know? I think you know what mechanic I'm talking about from the auctioning game Biddle. I think it was called Biddle. And then, so Biddle, you've got every player, and we played it 3 players, starts off by putting one of their cards in the middle and flipping it face up. That's initially what you're bidding on. Now, after that, you, and it's okay, judges, you can listen to this because I'm not going to tell you who actually made the game. I'm not going to tell you who made the game. I'm just telling you that I quite like it, right? And this is the bit that I'm. And also, judges, I would like to ask you, judges, and also anyone watching, um, about this mechanism that I'm talking about. Has this mechanism been in any other game? So the mechanism that I'm talking about, like if everyone puts in one card into the middle, flips it up, that's the thing you're bidding on. And next, everyone uses a card to bid, flips it up, the bid determines who takes what, and then those cards go into the center to become the cards for the third bid. So every card you bid with in one round are the cards you bid on in the next round. That's like so genius. I mean, is there any other game that has that mechanism? I want you to know, I want everyone who's watching and to tell me, like, is that mechanism in any other game? I just can't. I mean, it's like an amazing mechanism. And oh my gosh. So this, I mean, I feel like it works because of the multifunctional cards. Because if it was just a flat, this is how much the, you know, value of a card is worth. If it was like, okay, this is worth 6, and I'm next going to be bidding on a thing worth 6, then that I, I mean, I don't know why that wouldn't work. Intuitively, I know it wouldn't work, but I can't understand right now well enough to communicate why it wouldn't work. I'm just thinking, surely that wouldn't work. So because I don't know exactly why it wouldn't work, I would like to play it. Because I'm certain it would be a terrible game, but I really want to know why. Anyway, so yeah, this is like the kind of twisted, masochistic mind that has to go into being a designer. And great. Yeah, so genuinely, if you're watching, and anyone who is watching, let me know, have you seen any other game that has this mechanism where you put a card in to bid on stuff, and then the card that you use to bid goes into the middle, and then next you're using new cards to bid on them? I mean, I feel like it works because there's two different types of things that you're using. You're using the suits and you're using the letters, but exactly where the letters are compared to the, and it's because it's the bottom letter, because if it was the top letter would be make all the suits equal value. So maybe that wouldn't work either. I don't know. I really don't know. And Sate says they don't know of other games using it. Yeah, I mean, it's such a genius mechanism. And so, obviously, I don't want it to be obvious to anyone watching this Twitch afterwards. So, I'm going to be sure not to say who made it. But, like, so yeah, I'd really like to have a chat at some point with whoever made it, like, kind of, I mean, honestly, I'd like to have a chat in many ways with everyone who entered, because everyone who entered made some really great games. And I would like to kind of almost, maybe that could be, I don't know if is that like a prize? Like, honestly, it's just like, you know, basically, if you put effort into the game, then I think that other people would benefit from having a chat, like, about your game to you. Like me kind of almost, yeah, like kind of having like, okay, not quite to mentorship because it's specific to this one project, you know what I mean? Almost like, let's imagine I was mentoring you for this game. Imagine, for example, I think I've already revealed that the designer of Reassemble, great game for the first time you play it. I really enjoy it. Hey, Alex. Hey. So, anyway, so I'm talking about Reassemble. So I've already said that Jeremy Norton made that game, and it's fine for everyone to know that now. because I've decided that I really like the game, but it's not. It's definitely not top 5 material. I mean, yeah, there's no doubts in my mind regarding that question. But it is a really good game, and Jeremy should be really proud of what he made with Reassemble. I think there was a lot of really interesting design decisions there. And I mean, for me, I would probably enjoy having them on the show. For me, obviously, I'm not stupid. I'm aware that there is the benefit to talking about the L deck, that it's like a self-advertising thing. But for people watching, hopefully it's interesting to hear from the perspective of a designer who made a thing that they might have seen being tested. So people would then have seen, okay, here's a game, and we're going to now talk through like this consultation on stream, so to speak. And being like, okay, what did you do with this game? Like maybe kind of chatting for the we'd obviously if they're a complete jerk, like I don't think anyone has. Having said that, I'm fairly sure I have at least some evidence that literally everyone who has ever entered to the LDEC design contest, whether it be 2017. No, wait, we decided that it started in 20. Whether it be 2018, the LDEC design contest, or whether it be 2019, or whether it be 2020. Or maybe it should be the 2017 to 18, because back then it was more of a gathering, like that drifted through the year, whereas now it's more of an event. So maybe it was either. Anyway, so everyone, I've got some evidence to say that everyone, you're all cool people. And but like obviously I wouldn't want to have a jerk, but it's always nice meeting people, and I think it's nice or like kind of when it's a cool person and try being like, oh, what's this person all about? And let's talk to them for a bit. Let's ask them the quick questionable questions. Let's hear something that they've enjoyed recently, because it's nice to be a bit positive. Let's hear them gushing about a game that they've enjoyed. Let's hear them talking about a brilliant thing that they've picked, which maybe reflects their niche interests, like something crazy to do with like Mars making a parasol for itself. Like MJ, that was a crazy one, right? And then if it's if they are a person who's made an L deck, then yeah, maybe it's like, okay, if I'm wanting to, sorry, who made an L game, maybe it's like, okay, what can I do to make an L game, or indeed any kind of game? Like I listen to Mark Rosewater's Drive to Work podcast. That's a really good podcast. Not just if I'm wanting to make magic cards, which there was a brief period of time when I did want to do that, but if I want to make any kind of games, and there's so much information that Mark Rosewater gives away. Mark Rosewater has taught me more than any other designer, no doubt. There's no doubt to that. I mean, part of that is the amount of sheer content that Mark Rosewater puts out. So much writing, more than 1 million words probably. But if you're intelligent, you can tell, okay, this is going to be the best parts of it. And let me tell you, some of the best design articles are not the ones that you'd expect. I would almost say that the ones that are about magic cards, okay, you can be fairly, okay, sometimes there's some, yeah, lessons mixed in. Actually, yeah, there are lessons that seep in. It's almost like secondhand information, like learning, because they do things well. And it's not written in a deep, dense style, so you can skim that. Anyway, so why was I talking about Mark Rosewater? Oh yeah, so I've learned so much from Mark Rosewater. There was some reason I was talking about Mark Rosewater. Oh yeah, so I've learned so much from Mark Rosewater, despite that they talk about Magic the Gathering. In the same way, someone could learn about design by us talking about designing L games, if you know what I mean. And yeah, thank you. And so, yes, this is it, that we could come on and have someone on. Now we could have Jeremy Norton on. I think that's their name. I'm hoping saying it correctly. Jeremy D. Norton? Jeremy? Maybe they just put Jeremy Norton, but I know their initial, but I shouldn't, I don't know. Anyway, so Jeremy Norton, who actually lives in Haringey, so I do kind of know them. And honestly, I know most of the people, but that's why it's just important that at some point down the line, the other judges are not going to be influenced so much by me. That's at least some of the judges have a chance to play it independently of me. That, yeah, I think it's important that there's at least one person who's like, yeah, I play it without Bez being there. Because frankly, yeah, the best game shouldn't just be because I'm excited about it and I can inject that excitement into others. It should be because multiple other people are super excited about it as well. And yeah, anyway, the point is, Jeremy Norton, I know them, they're a good bloke, and I would like to have them here. And wait, oh sorry, this phone setup is really confusing. I mean, I started doing this on my phone because I thought I was going to do this really quickly and then go to sleep. And look at me, I'm still up because I'm having a really interesting monologue. Because I just started doing this because I thought, okay, I'm going to make notes of this so that I can watch this in the future potentially. Like when maybe 10 years into the future, I might be like, hey, I want to have that Bez Epiphany. Is that that is what I called this video, right? Bez Epiphany? Or did I call it Epiphanies? Anyway, I'm not sure. But man, these Wotsits, if you wet them with your tongue and then you go in to bite them, it's really horrible. It's practically like those, you know, foamy things that are used in packaging. I'm fairly sure I have one of them here. Look, these choc packing peanuts, I think they're called. Mm-mm. Anyway, so Epiphany. Oh yeah, that's it. Yes, there was an epiphany. So, oh yes, Alex, you've not heard the epiphanies. I should keep saying this for people who come in. So, first epiphany is hope, to dream big, that even if you do not expect something, you can still hope for it. That's the first epiphany. Second, love, love, love. I'm not going to say that love is all you need because it might not be. You also need food and, you know, shelter and oxygen. But love is pretty good. And love is all around you. And Epiphany the Third, about the ego, about how I have quite a big ego, and it is worth kind of thinking about trying to minimize things. And that I think I'd basically finished talking about that, hadn't I? Sate, I think I'd finished making the points that like yeah, I guess I think I was just starting to talk about a while ago I was talking about like that game. I don't know if you saw it. You might have seen it. It was called Biddle, and so there's all these things. Yeah, I mean, I say it. I know I explained it to you, and I think I know you were watching. Alex, I can't remember if you were watching this game or not. Um, but the genius thing about it is that the thing that you used to bid with, you you bid on that thing. Yeah, cool. So it says yeah, they saw some of that stream. And yeah, you two are always kind of together. I mean, to be fair, I think what Xate is basically saying with that winky face is that Alex and Xate are basically always on my streams. Oh, I mean, I like you being here, and it is like two-way communication. I mean, I'm doing all the talking, and you're just typing messages occasionally. So it is like incredibly egocentric, as you need to have a massive, massive ego to stream. I mean, for goodness sake. I mean, oh wait, and now I've kind of run out my thing again, and I'm plugging in my thing again, and anyway. Ah. So yeah, this game Biddle, it had a really genius mechanism wherein the thing you bid with is the thing you bid on next time. And so yeah, this, oh my gosh. Like I was just thinking, if it was like, I mean, I feel like you need to have one basically ranking that's randomly distributed through another ranking, or alternatively, because the suits aren't a ranking as such, but they are division method, a method of division because you're set collecting the suits. And so I think that's why it works, because you've got the one method of ranking, which is the alphabet on the bottom. Yeah, this was the game that apparently I played incorrectly, and so we're going to have to play it again. Oh, did I tell everyone, by the way, we're going to play things again on Wednesday? I don't know if I've announced that. So we're playing not Wednesday next week, but Wednesday the week after. Um, so yeah, that's correct. That's what the designer mentioned to me. Um, so yeah, basically, I think I just arranged it with Chris, and I've not streamed for quite a while. I only streamed this morning. Oh my goodness, listen to me. I've not streamed for quite a while. I only streamed this morning. Fancy that, my laddie. I mean, yeah. Um, so yeah, I basically decided with Chris and Layla, next week Chris can't make it all week. And so it's going to be Wednesday, 2 weeks' time exactly, pretty much. Not to the minute, but because we're going to start earlier on the Wednesday. But yeah, 2 weeks' time, we're going to play that. And I should put that in my Google Calendar. You can, by the way, check out my Google Calendar on my... No, we must have Chris. Such nice hands. Yes, exactly. I agree. We need to have Chris, which is why Chris is coming on. Chris is coming on in 2 weeks because Chris can't make next week. I realize that I'm going to. This isn't a number. This is just a bonus in Busy Bedtime Board Game Bladder, or in by the way, in kind of, so out of respect to all those on the other side of the planet, this should be the Busy Breakfast Board Game Bladder, I think. And yeah, I'm just going into this folder so that I can get my links at the bottom and remember how I normally wrap up. Because, wait, I have the links. Where's my links? Where's my link? Wait, no. Ah, here we go. Sorry, on the phone it's really hard. So, yes, this table is very responsive. Um, just randomly. Oh man, oh god, oh gosh. Oh, suck nice hands. Oh, suck. True. Oh. Oh my gosh. Okay. Um. Okay. Oh my gosh. Okay. You guys are making me crack up. Okay. Hmm. I really should drink something. I mean, this is the problem with streaming. This is where I should maybe stream, just have a phone call or stream or like I want to get some water. I'm going to unplug this and walk around because I don't think no there's yeah unless like I'm embarrassed by having a box of unstable up there, which I'm totally not. I'm quite happy to show you. Yes, I have lots of boxes. I mean, I'm more likely to be embarrassed by something by Seafall or yeah, the Buja Buja. Anyway, so didn't the battery just die? Um, I the battery was on 20% and then I put it in, and so it'll make a notification when it goes back down by Seafall. Yeah, you do see the boxes every morning. So hmm, hmm. Um, just that Seafall is badly rated. So basically, what's wrong with Seafall? Okay. Ah, I've not had a drink in a while. I'm going to go and get some water. And yeah, I don't think it's really feeling too much of this house for me to go through here. So yeah, the thing about Seafall is that it's not as good as Pandemic Legacy. Sorry, I'm going to turn that on and then walk away. So the thing about Seafall. So basically, Legacy games. Rob Davio made Risk Legacy. People quite liked it. Then, at some points in a separate world, Matt Leacock made Pandemic, and that was a thing that happened. And then they got together because one of them approached one of the other. I can't remember which way it was right now. I think it was Matt approaching Rob, and Pandemic Legacy was a thing. And that became a really, really well-known thing. And people adored it. And so it even became the #1 game on Board Game Geek for quite a while. I mean, #1 game on Board Game Geek. That's massive, come on. And so yeah. Anything you do at that point is going to be a massive disappointment to a lot of people. I mean, yeah, that's what it came down to. Exactly. And so it's also that people had a wrong expectation for it. Seafall is meant to be a game of exploration. Seafall's meant to be a game with quite a bit of rules going on, what people might call American-style thematic games. Seafall is about discovery, and on the other hand, Pandemic is meant to be about a story of things that happen to you. Pandemic Legacy is about what happened with the disease and everything going on. And no spoilers, don't worry, I'm not going to give you any spoilers. But, these are two very different things. And so not only was there an expectation of quality which you could argue that Seafall did not make. I'm not even going to talk about it one way or the other, but it's all about expectation of style. And so, yeah, people just expected something that it was not. That's what it came down to. Now, so what does that leave us with? Some people are just going to be disappointed. There's going to be a whole bunch sold. It's possibly going to go to the wrong people, and it's going to be wrongly marketed. Oh, my battery is going below 20 again. Don't worry, there'll be a reminder when it goes below 10. So, yeah, what we were talking about was about the ego and about, yeah, if someone makes a brilliant game, then it's worth wondering, okay, how was this brilliant? But sometimes it's also about, hey, how did you make this mistake? Because it's actually a lot harder to learn from successes than it is to learn from mistakes. And whether it's your success, it's harder to learn from other people than it is to learn from yourself. So learning from other people's successes is the most difficult thing, and learning from your own failures is the easiest thing, which is a weird thing to think about. Now, yeah, that's kind of sad in many ways. But we can strive to learn from other people and to learn from the mistakes that they went on to learn from. Like, I can tell you, please do not make your game overcomplicated. I can keep warning away from the way that Yogi / In a Bind used to be back when I made the very first prototype of it. And it was way overcomplicated. And honestly, the first, I don't know how many things, it was basically you need to find a focus when you're making a game. You need to drill down into that focus. You need to work out what it is that you're doing. And so you can learn from my mistakes, even if I have at this point managed to overcome those mistakes, if you know what I mean. Hopefully I'm making some sense. And so that's why, yeah, sure, it would be good to have the people who made all the L games, to have like Jeremy Norton on to make and because I'm going to announce the names of the people who've made the games that have been dropped from the competition. Andrew January, who made No Evil, which was a wonderful game for it. Like, it was such a wonderful concept, but the execution was just terrible in many ways. And there were many mistakes, and I know that Andrew afterwards said that, you know, they were they had slight concerns, and then they appreciated all the feedback anyway. Yeah, Alex says, brilliant concepts, absolutely. I loved No Evil, but it's just not good enough. I mean, honestly, I really would love that game to be worked on a lot more. Oh, really? Wow, I didn't know this. Andrew January reached out to Xate just privately to apologize for the chaos on stream. That is very sweet. And yes, I love limited communication too. And so, yeah, now, I feel like I should go over to my laptop, even though now it feels like it's going to be late. And I was deliberately not opening my laptop because I wanted to sleep relatively early, and now it's probably already midnight or something. Wow. Okay, so what was I on here for? Oh yeah, for the announcing who we've played and doing a summary of all the games so far. Like, okay, Actionable we've played, which is kind of in a bindy. Oh yeah, the other ones. So No Evil was, there was one other, Bezel, that's got an X in front of it. So Bezel, No Evil by Andrew January, Reassembled by Jeremy Norton, and Shuffle was also by Jeremy Norton. So Jeremy Norton submitted 2 games, both of which were didn't go on, but I think that there was a lot of really nice design work, and I would love to have Jeremy on and Andrew on, and I mentioned one other person, and Alan on, yeah, to ask like how they came up with those ideas, to talk with them about that, and I'd love to have all these people on, like, once I've gone through all of them, and then ideally, like, that would be amazing. I mean, I don't know if I've not mentioned anyone who's watching, have I? But like, if so yeah, I can't basically, like, that would be really cool, I think. And I would have to check with each person privately and individually. Um, and so, yeah. Xate, can I volunteer to develop it with him a bit? No Evil, yes, absolutely you can. I do not say that I'm going to play it on the stream or anything, but yeah, absolutely, I would love to see some of the games being developed a bit. Not quite what? Oh, as in not quite 12. Yes, sleep, it is 1 a.m. here. I have to be up for busy bedtime soon. Yeah. And okay, so yeah. What's am I? It will be nice to have everyone and to come on and yeah, chat about their game, and yeah, maybe they can talk about it and for a bit, and that would be really interesting for me and hopefully everyone watching. And then if they are receptive to it, I would love to give them again all the feedback, and hopefully that would be interesting for, and thoughts that I would have, and maybe I can maybe talk through stuff. I mean, I'm not saying I have all the answers, but maybe I could help a conversation towards some of the answers, because even if I don't have the answer myself, maybe I can, I'll know maybe better than someone who's a bit less than an average person. I mean, some people are just brilliant minds, but anyway, I mean, that would be quite interesting, and then having like almost like the mentorship, like if people were up for doing that on stream, because I think what happened was that last year on I kind of said, hey, it'll be about what did I say? There was a certain number of hours of mentorship, and like I think I almost feel like I could say, you know what, if you got it to this point, you can make yourself a regular guest on here if you prefer that to the mentorship, because during that thing we could talk about the mentorship thing, and then yeah, so I could be mentoring you in some ways, or you could be promoting your thing. Although I would be kind of annoyed if you started working for someone else and then you were always promoting that stuff, because then that would start feeling a bit like an advertisement. I mean, if you were promoting your own stuff, like stuff that you'd made, then that would be totally okay. And that would be totally okay if you wanted to spend like the entire stream talking about like the thing that you yourself had made. But if it was some like company that paid you to join them, and then you wanted to spend like the entire hour or whatever to talk about that one company, I'd feel like, wow, that kind of feels like you're selling out and you're not even asking me. And wait, oh, yeah, you'd like to be a guest on the show. Yeah, I need to do this more. I need to draw more. I'm sorry. Um, Maybe after UK Games Expo. I mean, after Virtually Expo next weekend. Oh my gosh, I want to share with you the. Oh, go to my Twitter. Go to my Twitter. Check out my thing. I'm really proud. Like Chris made it. Chris made it, and Chris did an awesome job on it. And basically, I just said what I want. I said like the text, and Chris did all the basically most of the graphical decision-y things. Like I might have had some inputs, obviously, but yeah, drawing. Want to do more drawing. I need to get the tech sorted. I also need to go to sleep now. Yeah, banners. I'm going to start going to sleep because it's getting quite late. So I'm not doing this stuff. I'm looking forward to. Okay, so wait, I skipped a bit. Recap. Oh, cool. Thank you. I mean, I don't know why I'm saying thank you, but like I kind of said to Chris make it, so then Chris made it. So thank you for confirming my good taste in a person to make such a thing. So, no, it won't take an hour. It will just take 5 minutes. Okay. So recap. Okay. So firstly, hope and dream big. Hope can be bigger than your expectations. Secondly, love. And thirdly, it's keep your ego in check. Because other people are better than you. And you have to learn to accept this. And I am talking mainly to myself right now. I'm going to state that for the fact. I'm not saying this to anyone kind of, hey, this is how you are. This is how I am. This is entirely to me. Yeah, so it's like oh so 1, hope, dream. 2, yeah. Oh, you meant me starting in a practical manner, I assume, Xate. Okay. 1, hope, dream. 2, love. 3, keep your ego in check. Other people are better than you, and this is me speaking to myself, not to you. It's not that people are better. It's that just that certain aspects of other people are going to be better than me. Like there's going to be other people who, at least in many ways of measuring things, are going to be yeah. It's just that if I look at who is the best, who's a good skateboarder, I'm going to come fairly low down that list. If I look at who's the best board game designer, now I think even if you looked at who's the best heavy Euro game designer, I think I would come fairly high in that list compared to everyone else in the world, because a lot of people in the world don't even know what a heavy Euro game is. True story. But yeah, the point is that everywhere, even if I look at, oh, my battery's about to double die. Now I need to remember to go in and so get comfortable on the bed. Now you're all getting intimate with beds. This is a thing now, apparently. Not only does beds do streams from their bed, but also everyone knows about it. Okay, so yeah. Firstly, hope, dream, bigger than your expectations. Secondly, love. Third, you're not the best. I am not the best. This is, we are all just, you know, we are all the best in being ourselves. Like, there is going to be a large number of very specific awards that could be generated for which you would win the first prize in and be the best at. For example, if we said, okay, being the best to manage to run downstairs or hobble downstairs on Tuesday mornings despite this level of acute agony. I mean, maybe you might be the best at that. Or if it was like being able to draw cat pictures to fill up a wall, maybe you're the best at that. Or maybe if it's, okay, about being able to strum a ukulele and emulate the song that Bez wrote and make Bez smile, maybe you're the best at that. Or if it's like, hey, oh wait, did we say that at exactly the same time? Because did we say that's at exactly the same time? I think we actually did. That's amazing. Oh my gosh. And yeah, there we go. But yeah. And so, or if you want to be the best, that's like moderating the channel and yeah, being really on top of it and being reliable and being someone that brings peace and hope and makes Bez feel loved. You know, that's and yeah, I think this one was for we are all the best in some way. And I guess the nice thing about a relationship where there is a degree of love is that we get reminded of that from each other and we make things with each other. And because we're always stronger together. And I guess that's the third thing. Hmm. Hmm. Honestly, yeah, there's something lovely in this world. People are awesome. We can hope for things. Love, spread it around. Express your love, express your gratitude, spread it, do all these things. And yeah, Oh my gosh. And keep your ego in check because we all have failings. We all will be the best at some things, but we all do also have failings. And some of those failings will be for minor things that don't really matter, or that's okay, we make the mistake and we can check it out. But some of those failings will be for things that we value quite highly, and we need to kind of, yeah, really, some of those failings will be about things that are difficult for us to take because they are high up on our value system. And sometimes we will hear that criticism, and it's important for us to take that on board, and think, how can I improve? To look at others who being the best and think, how can I improve to be more like them in some ways? To look at others, but not, and to be aware that yes, success doesn't always necessarily rely on the things that we wish we ourselves value. That success sometimes relies on things that we wish would not even matter in this world. But still, to not cast too much hatred on those people, but to feel like I don't know what you can do in that sort of situation because there's always the ego. There is always the sense of, okay, you don't want to say what is good and what is bad because um, what is good and what is bad is a journey for everyone. And I don't think that it is down to any one individual. And I personally don't believe, and I know that there are people who will disagree with what I'm about to say, and I am going to get marginally potentially into religion. And so if that is something you do not wish to hear, then but I do not believe that any one person or any one book or any one system has all the answers. I think, I mean, when I think about it, a lot of even the religions would agree on this, that you need to kind of look within yourself. And it's like we do have our own failings. And how are, like, look within ourselves. And if someone else is doing better, then maybe respect them. And maybe we can really appreciate that they have done a good job, that they have worked hard for what they have done. And sometimes they might not have worked hard for what they have done. Sometimes they have luck on their side. But appreciate that. I mean, this is the more difficult thing, for me at least. I mean, if you have any tips, this is an open space. Hopefully, you can share whatever you want, and it's all good. And if it feels like I can't click that, so wonder if I should just sit at my laptop. So actually, the light's quite nice here, cause so yeah, if one of yeah, it is difficult to um be happy for someone else who you think when you think you've done just as much work, if not more, and you feel like they've been lucky. It is difficult. Sometimes you will just feel like they've been lucky. Sometimes they will actually have done a lot of work that you aren't aware of. Sometimes it's like and okay, look, I just want to make it clear, like lots of these things, this is essentially me talking to myself. I want to say that once again, I because I was having this remembrance, stepped out of myself and I thought, who am I to say these things as if I'm like a prophet or someone amazing who's kind of, yeah. And maybe I'm wrong, and I'm not trying to, maybe I'm wrong about some of these things. That is a possibility. But also, maybe I'm right and you also know this thing, and that's a possibility. Because with all of these things, it's not about me having the answers and bringing them to you. If I'm being honest, this is kind of a, um, like, what's the words I'm looking for? Um, Discussion group? Like, I know I'm talking out loud, and you peeps aren't talking out loud, but you could certainly type a lot more if you wanted, and I would read out everything that you were typing if it was like something that you clearly wanted to say a lot. Alex says people tend to become an overnight success after 10 years of hard work. Xate says they are poking Alex, and Xate, I assume that you mean you're saying that Alex has been working hard as a musician or a designer for 10 years? I don't know. And no, I'm not going to read out everything. Yeah, it's more like if it's something you really want me to read out, as in, like, sometimes you're just chatting to each other, do you know what I mean? Oh, this is disgusting. All the moisture soaks into this. What's it? And now it tastes immensely. It tastes very much like a packing peanut. Which again, yes, I have some packing materials on the side of my bed. Okay, anyway. So, firstly, no, no, I did not eat a packing peanut by mistake. Look, the thing is, because if you if you bite it off, and then you kind of, at the end, I think it just kind of lets a lot of air go in, and then it goes really flat, and it's horrible. I'm going to try to make the... Ah, that one's white. The orange ones. But what I'm saying is it's white in the middle, don't you see? And then it's... Anyway, so firstly, are you saying it's a really strange and interesting subject regarding the what's it or the whole stream? So anyway, trying to recap, firstly, hope, dream big. Oh, mouthfeel. Oh, mouthfeel in general. Mouthfeel is a really strange and... Okay. Sorry. 'Cause this phone app... Anyway, I'm not going to get distracted by mouthfeel. I'm not allowing this conversation. We've got to start winding down. We've got to finish winding down. We've already started winding down like half an hour ago. We've got to finish winding down. Okay, so firstly, hope, dream big. Secondly, love, love, love. Thirdly, and share gratitude, share thanks. Thirdly, other people are going to be lucky. Deal with it. That's all that can be said on that, I think. Okay. So firstly, hmm, firstly, what was the first one? Dream, 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 dream big. Um, Hope. Secondly, oh man, oh man, oh, uh, oh man, oh, oh man, I've got a terrible. Ah, yeah. Oh gosh. Oh, yeah. Oh gosh. Uh, okay. Okay. Hmm. Okay. Firstly, dream big and hope. Secondly, love, love, love. Show gratitude, blah, blah. Thirdly, other people are going to be lucky. And I mean, what can you do? Just Oh gosh. Oh, oh man, 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 oh man. Oh, oh, oh. Okay. Mm, mm. Okay, thirdly, okay, I'm going to I'm going to turn off the I'm going to turn off the comments so I can't see them for 1 minute. But I want to know what happens next. Okay, I'm going to turn it off. I'm going to okay. Mm, mm. Mm. Firstly, hope dream big. Keep that dream alive. Keep it. It's important that you have something to hope for. A better future. I mean, it's always important that we have something to work towards. I almost feel like it would be sad if we were literally living in the perfect world, because if perfection was truly attained, then maybe there would not be the joy in having to work towards something. Um, but please do always have that hope of something better than your current situation. Secondly, love, show gratitude, spread it around. Thirdly, and I have a big ego, so it's difficult for me to say this, other people are going to be lucky. All you can do is accept that and not take it as a personal insult, I guess. Other people are going to be better than you in so many ways. All you can do is learn from them and admire them. And sometimes, you can't do everything. And again, it's like that acceptance, because you can be the best in certain things, and you are the best in so many certain things. And Alex and Sates are clearly the best at, you know, distracting me so much that I literally have to turn off comments on my screen so that I can only see the brand page, which shows me that the brand color is FF1122, in case you wanted to know. Um, but yeah, you are the best, and we are all the best in some ways, or not the best in other ways, but learn to embrace others and learn to love others and learn to hope. It's all intermingled. And yeah, I guess that's the recap. Finally finished. It's only took half an hour. To wrap up, now I am. Wait, okay, let me see. So what did you write? We win. Yeah, sure you did. points for us, okay? So we can type whatever we want about Bez now. Love, love, love. Okay. No, 1. Hope is for things despite your expectations. Yeah. Thank you. Is that not what I said? 1 is hope for things despite your expectations. 2 is love. And that is true. Keep your ego in check. That's number 3, correct? But maybe I just have a big ego, yep. But only you can be the best you. Yeah, absolutely. Oh, I can't be the best in much, but second best. Everyone can be the best in something. You're simply the best. Woo, woo, woo. Better than all the best. No, but we've got... I'm not going to sing this. I don't like the way it's gans, but okay, fine. Simply the best. Woo, woo. Better than all the rest. I still think it should be better. Better than anyone. I have the simplest of tastes. I only want the best. Anyone I ever met. Oh dear. I thought we had Narrenfreiheit. What does Narrenfreiheit mean? Bez is reading after all. Bezer, yeah, you're right. Bezer is German. Stimmt. Okay. Anyway, so that is the wrap up. Thank you to everyone. Thank you to Xate and Andrew and Alex and friends in my life, Layla and Chris and McCall and my family. And thank you to everyone in my life because you're all lovely people. And yeah, thank you very much. I don't do streams for the length. Looking forward to Hopes and Ambitions. It's over to you for this final section. I'm looking forward to having another wee drink of water and then going to bed. My hope and ambition is to feel rested. Share, spread the word if you liked it. Next stream is tomorrow. Is it technically today? Yeah, it's Thursday, so it's Thursday, 10 a.m. UK time, and I will be talking to Ellie Dix about conventions and families and the intersection. And then Friday, it'll be my top 5 L games. And there is only one thing left to do, which is... Oh, thank you. Just go for till the stream in the morning. Why sleep now? 1:23. 'Tis my favorite minute now. Love, 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 love. Bye, 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 bye. This is a goodbye song. Bye, 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 bye. Thank you for watching along. Bye, 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 bye. This is the end of the show. Bye, 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 bye. And now it's time to go to bye, 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 bye. This is the Epiphany song. Bye, 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 bye. Thank you for epiphanizing along. Bye, 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 bye. Ah, oh, bye. Oh, bye, bye. Bye, bye. This is the end of the show. Bye, 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 bye. And now it's time to go. Bye-bye. The button isn't working.